Hey, what's going on, family? This is Chef Floyd Jeffcoat. I'm here at Northeast Teaching Kitchen. Let's go ahead and chop it up. I'm glad you're chopping this. Today we're going to show you how to use our electric sharpener, knife sharpener from our Library of Things. Now, to understand how to use this properly, okay, this knife sharpener has 1, 2, and 3 as far as our blades are concerned, okay? It goes from coarse into fine or polish, if you will, on that last wheel here. So you want to make sure that you want to look at the knife that you have, this chef knife right here, and it determines whether, you know, I put it at 2 or I put it at 3 or I have to start 1. 1 is going to go ahead and create that edge for you. All right, it's going to create that nice edge for you, and then we'll begin to line up the fibers or the burrs in the knife when we get to 2. 3 is like the honing. Like if you have a honing knife, you're just really straightening up those edges, making them nice and polished and fine, and then you're pretty much done. You want to turn on the device. Now, this knife is not really as dull, so I'm not going to start at 1. I don't really want to start to create that edge. It has an edge already. I just want to go ahead and start fine-tuning it, okay? So you have these 2 sides. So I'll call the sides A and B, okay, as far as number 2 is concerned. What you want to do is you want to start all the way from the back of the knife into the top of the knife, okay? So you don't want to put too much pressure when you slide through, the knife through the wheel, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to break up all those metal parts, the metal sections of the knife, and you're going to end up damaging the knife and damaging the machine, okay? So smooth pulls. And then when you come up, you just want to lift the heel of the knife up, okay? And it's going to take a couple pulls. So you can go left and then right. All right, and then we're just going to do a couple more. And as you go through, I'm putting just a little bit of pressure. Okay, just a little bit of pressure. It's going to take a couple passes. You don't want to rush this process. So I say you need to keep it in there 3 to 4 seconds as you slide the knife along the blade. All right, that's pretty good. Now we're going to move to 3 and we're just going to polish. All right, so I did a few passes. So after we finish sharpening our blade, we want to make sure we do kind of the sharpen test, right? You get a piece of paper, any piece of paper would do here, and you just want to make sure you start from the bottom and then go all the way to the front, and it should just cut smoothly. That's exactly what it should do. And when it does that, you know you're ready for the produce. Now, but before we do that, before we safely use this knife on our produce, we want to make sure we clean it off with some soapy water, okay? So always make sure you get some soapy water and clean off your blade because it'll still have some metal shavings on there, and you don't want that in your produce. You don't want that in your food. All right, so we've sharpened our knives, we cleaned our knives. Now we have to protect our equipment. One thing you need to make sure is that when you're done with it, that you turn off the machine. So we have it on, we turn it off, then we unplug the machine, okay? After we do that, then we just take, you know, a nice, damp rag, and we just go around our machine, and we just wipe it off because there are going to be some shavings that come from sharpening the knives, the metal shavings coming from the knife, and then we're good to go. Just we can keep it nice and clean. It'll last us for a lifetime. All right, so we have our knife sharpened, and now let's see. We got this white onion here. I'm gonna show you 2 different cuts that you can make from your white onion. You simply want to take off the end piece here, and what I like to do is go from the root end, cut inside. Now you have 2 halves. Okay, we'll put this other half to the side. This is an easier way that you can just pull off the outer layers. You can save these. Don't throw them away, because we can use these for our chicken stock or our vegetable stock or whatever stock. So these trimmings will still be used. All right. So let's just do a quick dice. Okay. You see how the curvature, the lines, the fibers run through the onion. All we want to do is, and there's several different ways to do it, but what we're going to do is just make 1 horizontal cut and then make our vertical cuts. And we're going to try not to go all the way to the root end, because what that root end is going to do is going to keep things nice and intact. And what I'm doing with my knife is I'm just being very mindful, keeping my fingers curved, right? And I'm just going to ride my knife right through. Then you can just take the outer part if you're concerned with waste, right? Got a mess bowl, put this in your stock, right? And now you got nice diced onion. All right, so we have our other half of our onion. We showed you previously how to dice it. Now we're going to show you a julienne cut using our white onion here, okay? So we already have it in half, so it's easier to peel. So we're just going to peel back our layer here. Now, you're always wondering, like, where did these go, right? These go right into our discard bowl, right? We have a discard bowl that you put everything to the side when you're doing your mise en place. And we know mise en place is everything in its place and a place for everything. So after I'm done with all my trimmings, I put them to the side here, and it keeps my area nice and clutter-free. Now that we have our skins off, what we're going to do is, I know before we said we're going to keep this root end on. We're going to take it off. So we're going to take our root end off. All right, we're going to turn our onion, and then we're going to make our slices really thin, following the natural lines of the onion. And like I said, we would just want to make sure that we're rolling off our knuckle here. And then once we get to about here where you're comfortable, slide it forward, okay? So that's a little easier. Now we can obviously take your time, okay? And now we have our beautiful julienne onion that you can use for salads, sandwiches, ready for you to use. All right, so people are always wondering, hey, how do I cut the bell pepper, right? Many different ways to produce this. You can get a julienne cut, a dice cut. I'm going to show you how to do the julienne and a dice, okay? But first things first, one way you can do it, you can trim off the top here, right? And then trim off the sides. And then what you need to do is just make a little indentation in the side here and just roll around the core. And as you roll around the core, you'll be able to take it out in one swoop, okay? And now you just have your flesh ready to julienne. The tops here, if you still want to use your tops, you can just dice these up and add them, or just like we said before, with your trimmings, add them in your stock. All right, so now that we have our pieces all flat, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a good grip of your knife here. So I have my forefinger and my thumb connected to the blade. And then we have what we call the bear claw, or the grip, or the claw method. Basically, you're curling your fingertips underneath here so that it's only sliding on your knuckle. Okay? What you want to do for the julienne slices is that you just want to rock the boat with the knife. You just want to rock it. Okay? So I'm just rolling off of my knuckle. And then we get our julienne slices. All right, so now that we have our julienne here, basically you just want to set them alongside here and then just stack them up. And following the same grip and claw method, you just want to make our dice. And now you have nice dice of your bell pepper. All right, so tomatoes, a couple different types of ways you can cut a tomato. Mainly you want to just take the top piece off here. We're going to slice it today, so I'm going to show you how we're going to slice it here. Very simple. Just want to go. It depends on what you're making as well and what you're using the slices for, but chances are you're either using it for a salad or you're putting it on top of a sandwich, right? So we want to just slice it, keep it nice and steady. And because it's really not on a flat surface, it's a round object, we want to make sure we really have a nice grip on our knife and on the actual product. So we're going to take it here. Just want to let the knife do the work. Okay? And I'm just going to make 1/2-inch slices. That's why it's important to have a nice sharp knife so that you can get really pristine cuts. And then once you get to the end here, just cut off the end. And like I said, we don't throw these away, put them in our mess bowl. We can throw it in our stock area. And now we have our nice sliced tomatoes. You can arrange them this. Ready to go. All right, so let's show you how to dice this tomato up, okay? One way that I know how to do it, slice it in half, quarter it again, right? That way you have these pieces here. And what you want to do is, you want to go inside of the flesh of the tomato. We're not going to throw these away. We're going to use these. You can grind these up, you can blend these up and create a tomato sauce out of it or put it in your stock. Go inside the membrane here, following the curvature. So you're going to do your, because what's going to happen is that you want a nice clean tomato. It has a lot of water, and you don't want a lot of water in your dice. All right? So you take these out, and what we're going to do is we're going to give it a nice slice here, kind of make little julienne pieces, right? And then we're going to turn them this way and then make our dice, similar to how we did our peppers. And now you have nice diced tomatoes that you can use for omelets, sauces, etc. Learn more about the Teaching Kitchen here at Richland Library Northeast at richlandlibrary.com/teaching-kitchen.